So, working on a TRX 400EX quad Honda 2005 with very low miles, but has been sitting quite a while. And what we did is drain the old gas. Kind of see that's all the crap in there and discoloration. Drain the tank, getting it dried out there, and pulled all the fairings off. As you can see, basically, the rule is just to take all the skin off so we can start the process to access the service updates. So just to share with you what I'm doing, mainly going after the carburetor, pulling the bowl off, pulling the jets out, clean the fuel pin. That looked really good, and looked like it got replaced prior. And those are the pieces there, and doing the cleaning job on these, and also this, which, by the way, the test for the accelerator pump, after you clean it, pull it apart, which is that unit right there. This wasn't happening before. You can see there's a hole right there. You see that? That wasn't happening before, and that, there you go. So it's working. And to pull all that apart, had to get all that off and clean that up and fix that. Also, compression check. You need an 18 thin round socket. You can get that at AutoZone. It says deep socket, round socket. Again, all the parts, all the correct tools, all the custom tools. I kind of made this this unit here, if you can see it. Kind of grind it down to get the small jet out. You can do this on a grinder pretty easily. I had two of them. They're actually two different sizes when you look at the thickness there. So I grinded that there. It's just a freebie Harbor Freight tool, and that's for this one. That's for that little one right there. Yeah. In terms of this one, we gotta clear those holes right there. Clear the main jet. Throw, you can probably see the light through there. It's a good check. Just some old school stuff. See that pinhole? And occasionally guys would use a needle, which is popular. These little needles, you can get them K&L. Get them for like $9. They're cheap. Just buy them online. But the thing is, the K&L, all the other ones don't have this. See that copper there? That one right there? That's the one. You need that really thin one. The rest of them are good for air jets, but the fuel jet, that's when you need. I got like 3 of these sets on backup in case it breaks, because they do pull out and they bend. And they're great for all the different smaller jets. Guys use these for the spark plugs, but it won't work because of the corners. So you need the deep socket round 18 millimeter on the TRX. And just WD-40 the sides and the plug, and it'll work. That's really the only specialty tool. Everything else is pretty standard, so I'm going to be going after compression check and buttoning up the carbs, buttoning the carbs up, and adjusting the throttle. I usually put my hand over this on the start check to see if it's sucking and we don't have any leaks in the boot here. And plus, when it's running, I'll spray carburetor spray. I'll plume a carburetor spray. Walmart, pretty cheap. I'll plume it to see if there's an acceleration in idle, and that'll tell me if there's a vacuum leak. And then just keeping that on the tender with the negative off. That's really important to do that. Negative off. If you guys store your batteries with the tender, I would recommend pulling the negative off and get the system drain out. There's a 0.04% bleed drain on the system, even with the bike off. And then obviously there was a routine, and you have to do it, of pulling all the panels off. Just, you know, takes time, but just take your time, you know, and just keep at it and you'll be okay. You know that's the first phase. Second phase is having access to everything you've seen here. The last thing I'm doing is removing the covers to the valve. This is the intake, because the intake is intake, and then the exhaust, you'll see, is right here. And I'm pulling those off after the compression check, just to see if any of them are tight. If they are tight, then I'll loosen them about an 1/8 inch rotational turn on the thread. You don't want them tight because the motor heats up and the metal expands, so that means that valve's not going to close. It'll build up carbon, then it won't close. You don't have loose compression. So, all right. So there's a little bit of on the TRX 400 EX Honda 2005 general service updates, and I do check the charging signal when it's running. Next signal, I'll have it running with all the skin off. This is part 1 of 3. Okay, so that's it.